Okay, number 4, all by yourself. Go for it. See what you can do. Okay. If you don't want to rewrite and just want to use arrows, I'm okay with that. So you can show arrows with the x as you're doing the multiplication, and then with the -8. It makes it much easier. Okay, go for number 4. So we should get x squared plus 5x, and well, that should have been green. Sorry, it should have been green, should have been red. There we go. And then for the blue, minus 8x minus 40. Combine them together, x squared minus 3x minus 40. Okay. How many people got that? Hands up? Awesome. Now I can look at that and I can see from this term, the 8 and the 5, those are your only numbers. If you add -8 and 5 together, that's giving you the 3. And for the last term, if you multiply the 8 and the 5, you get the last term. So that's where your numbers are coming from. When we work backwards, we need to know that. Okay, it's absolutely important. That's how we work backwards. But for right now, I just kind of want to point it out. Say, hey, look at this. Pay attention to it. It's kind of cool. Okay. Now, I have a question for you guys. Here we have 8 and 5. Here we have 8 and 5. But here we have a plus 3. Here we have a minus 3. Why are they different? Same numbers. Why are they different? Kayla Porter?
Because in number 3, the 8 is positive and the number 4 is negative.
Exactly. The largest digit will tell you whether this is negative, or here it's the larger digit's positive, so we have to have a positive in the larger sum. Okay? So it's another thing to watch out for as you're trying to check your work. Especially when you work backwards, you have to be careful of that. Now up top with numbers 1 and 2, what do you notice here? The signs are both negative. What do you notice about the sum? And what do you notice about the multiplication? Positive. Okay, so watching for your signs, you got to pay attention. Here we have what? 2 positives. What do you notice about your sum? What do you notice about your multiplication or your product? It's positive. Okay, so little tricks to watch out for. All right, let's see if you're an expert. 5 and 6, go for it. So number 5, x squared minus 5x plus 2x minus 10. Collect like terms, minus 3x minus 10. That's the bare minimum work, folks. You can't get any less work than that. Okay. Hands up, you got that. Good. Next one. X squared minus 12x plus 4x minus 48. Whoops. And collect like terms, x squared minus 8x minus 48. Hands up, you got that. All right. So we're doing the same thing with some harder questions here. But now, what will you get when you multiply x times a y? xy. No big deal. So the middle terms are going to be xy. Well, what are you going to get when you multiply your y's? Y squared. So you're going to get x squared at the front. These will combine together, and so you'll have xy terms, and then you have a y squared. Go for it. See what you can do. See how well you know how to multiply. First, okay. X squared minus 6xy plus 8y squared. Hands up. Okay, good. So 8 is going to be a little bit different. We changed the letters up. What do you think you're going to get at the front? A times A? A squared. What do you think you're going to get in the middle? A times B? AB. Okay. And what do you think you're going to get at the end? B times B? B. Go for it. Do it. Did I screw that up? So, now, let's look at number 9. We're going to throw a little monkey wrench in the plans. What do you guys think? How about I tell you right now what's wrong? What's wrong is to do this. That's not right. Okay. So I'm going to show you why. Let's look at a little example like 2 times 3 times 4. For this example, you don't go 2 times 3 times 4. Right? What we do is we go 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 4 is 24. Or, what about doing it differently? Why don't you go 3 times 4 first is 12. And then 2 times 12 is 24. Multiplication doesn't matter. Okay? But what we can't do is multiply 2 by both parts. It can only be by the first part. Or multiply the other 2. It's your choice. You guys okay with that? So, what you could do is go x times both parts, 3 times both parts. Then when you get an answer, multiply the 2 in all 3 parts. Okay? Or you can do what we just did above. Oh, sorry, that is what we did above. Or you can multiply that in and get 2x plus 6, and then multiply that by x minus 5. Your choice. Try one of those ways. I'll show you both. Go. We're stepping up. Now we're into some harder questions, obviously. What about number 10? I'll show you both methods. So we can take the x, multiply it by everything, and we can take the plus 2 and multiply it by everything. But you know what? You can do that just by using your arrows. So x times everything in blue, and in red plus 2 times everything. Your choice. Go ahead. Okay. Then collect like terms. You'll have, I think, like 4 terms though, okay? Not everything's going to be nice. Collect down and simplify. Just do something. Hands up if you got that. You guys are awesome. Okay, now for number 11, we're not going to do the full question. First of all, this is cubed, I believe, right, on your sheet? Okay, so you got to be careful. It's not just 27a cubed minus 8b cubed. You don't just cube it like that. You got to expand. So if you're going to get this wrong in a test, it's because you're not doing this. You're not expanding it. What that means with the exponent is that the base, which is everything in the brackets, is multiplying by itself 3 times. Okay, so really understand what is the exponent telling us. That's what it's telling us. Okay, so we have 2 separate multiplications to do. So what I want you to do is I just want you to do this multiplication here first. You can't do it all at once. Okay, do that multiplication first and then stop. Okay, go ahead. Just do that multiplication and stop. Well, it's really important that you stop. Yeah, like Connie, I just looked at your mark. You're like 88%. So you're probably the top 5 kids in the class. Just to let you know. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get here, sorry, should have said okay, 9a squared minus 6ab minus 6ab. Notice how, because these are the same, that's kind of important to see later on. Okay, so then when we simplify that, we'll have 9a squared minus 12ab. It's like it gets multiplied and doubled. And then we have to times it by the 3 minus 2b. Okay, so you don't want to forget this one. But now this question is exactly like number 10, isn't it? Exactly like number 10. Even though it's at the back, you could move it to the front if you want it. It doesn't matter. So don't be scared about the division at the back. You can move it or go 3a times, and then 2b times. Okay, so you can multiply from the front to the back. We're not going to go and finish this question. We're going to leave it like that. Okay, I just want to show you sometimes you multiply from the back, sometimes from the front. Move it if you want. Doesn't matter. Any questions? Okay, 12 we are going to continue. 12 is a tough one. What do you guys think it's going to look like? Any predictions? Maybe text me the answer. Okay, so for the red, underline it. That has to be multiplied by everything. This other term, minus 5x, has to multiply by everything. And same with the plus 4. If you want to do arrows, go ahead. If you want to rewrite it, go ahead. I'm going to rewrite it just to overemphasize the multiplication. Again, this won't simplify down. I think you'll have 5 terms, okay? So not everything's going to collect. Be careful. Give it a shot. Go for it. x squareds are there? Oh, this is. Oh, sorry, I'm screwed up here. I screwed up on my red. What's 35 plus 12? 47? Minus 28? Yeah, the negative 5 times negative 7 makes 35 positive. Okay. Did anyone else get this? Where screw up, Emma?
I have
Positive x3? 6 and, oh, you're right, positive x3. Is that it?
Yeah.
Everything else is good? All right. That's pretty tedious, wasn't it? Right? You got to, slow down, pay attention, double check and triple check. Okay? Yeah, Michaela?
For this type of stuff, do you not any other tests?
This would be, yeah, this is a fair gamer. You'd only have one of this type, right? Maybe two, but probably not. That's the hardest, right? Like, I won't give you tons of those because it's just so much work. Okay. Yeah, you do have a quiz. It's an easy one. Yeah, most people are getting 10 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Okay. All right. So, short on time, long on speech. Let's finish this one up. Here's an application. Now, we're not going to go and do this crazy amount of work. We're just going to talk about how to do it. So, first of all, you can, option number 1, we always try and force you and make you do option number 1. Okay. Option number 2 sometimes can be done. Okay. So option number 2 we'll talk about first. We'll call this area 1, that area 2. So we divide it into 2 rectangles. What you have to know here, okay, that this is 2x plus 5. So your 1, okay, and so we're going to get area 1 plus area 2. You can't screw up addition, so we don't really have to worry. What numbers go in there for area 2? 2x plus 5 and x plus 7. Okay, so these two numbers are multiplied together, length times width. Don't do it, okay, but just write it down like you're going to. Again, it's addition. You can't screw it up. Multiply, collect like terms. What about area 1, though? That's a little bit different. What numbers need to go in there? Close. One of them is easy, 3x minus 2. What about the other one? So basically I'm asking you, what is this? What are you going to have to do? Yeah, you're going to have to add those up. Good thing it's addition because you can't screw it up. So altogether that would be 3x plus 12. And that's what goes in here. Okay? Are you okay with that? You can't really make a mistake now if you're careful. We're not going to solve it. Okay? Let's go to option number 1. Okay, option number 1. For option number 1, we have to have the area total minus the area that's cut out or unshaded. Okay. So area total means we have to have the total side length. Well, we already have one of them. One of them is 3x plus 12. But what's this top length? Again, we're adding, we can't screw it up. 5x plus 3. Okay. Good. Now for the cutout area, what's the area of that little cutout shape? Length times width. 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. Now if you'll do this, you're going to get it wrong. Why? What do you guys remember about subtraction? Yeah, fixing the signs. You need to make sure you put big brackets around these. Otherwise, you won't fix your signs. So when you get an answer, right, I'll show you where we go wrong, is you're going to get like 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. So when you remove your bracket, it's 4x minus 4x squared minus 20x minus 25. You must correct your signs. In other words, you must subtract all pieces. Okay? It's not just one, but all the pieces. That's where you go wrong with this question. And again, we force you to do this to see if you're paying attention. We make it hard on you on purpose. I'm telling you that right now. We'll throw a couple easy ones at you. You can't get wrong. But then we're going to throw you, smack you around the side with that one. And it's not fair, but we do it. So watch out for it. Any questions? How you guys doing? Good? Okay. Homework's on you.